from Pop Turner speaking to Lili Simmons about Double Down Self, which is going to be in theaters January 19th and on VOD March 1st. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to chat with you. I find it interesting because in a lot of ways, reading a script and then going and filming it, reading this incredible script that Tom wrote, I mean, reading it and then going and filming it in a lot of ways are two separate journeys. But I'm wondering from a storytelling acting perspective, if it felt like two journeys or one kind of big journey with multiple steps for you.
It's definitely, I feel like it's the same journey.
Okay.
You know, like the beginning of the journey is the script.
Yep.
And accepting it. And of course, the first time I read it, I just felt, oh my God, I have not read something this good in a long time. I mean, it's Tom Schulman. Come on. Yeah. So just read it, fell in love with the character, really connected to her immediately. And then did my work on it, did the audition, wrote Tom a letter begging him to cast me.
Yeah.
And it happened. But yeah, and we actually did rehearsal for about a week in the house before we started shooting.
Yeah.
It was nice. We were prepped beforehand.
It's interesting because I don't feel like, I mean, they're saying thriller, they're saying like drama. I mean, this is genre bending all over. Did it read like a genre bending movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I laugh at the thriller thing too. It is thriller-ish.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot more heart to it, because usually when I watch a thriller, it's like, okay, we're in, but there's so much beauty to every character, depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering too, because you look at a film like this and you look at, you know, Banshee and Power Force and all that stuff. I mean, they're all separate projects, different worlds, but I mean, do you kind of like really separate all of them, or do some kind of aspects of certain things like from those projects come to Double Down South? Like, I'm just curious if that's how you, like, if it happens like that from an acting perspective.
Great question. Yes and no. I mean, I hope that I put part of myself, my actual self, in every character. I think that's important.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I definitely, I'm not thinking of my other characters when I'm dissecting a new character.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a little bit of myself comes through from characters, and yeah.
I mean, you know, you look at a show like Banshee. I mean, that's a show that show gets brought up to me, or I see something about that show like once a week, like nonstop. Isn't that crazy though? How like it's got a following.
We call our fans Banshees. Started it. I love it. It's awesome. Yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, the first season I was 18, so it's crazy to me that people still talk about it and are watching it.
Comes up like, you know how like randomly, like if you go on TikTok, there's like clips of movies and TV shows that like randomly show up and it doesn't say what the movie is or something. I'm pretty sure one was like a robbery scene from Banshee, and a bunch of people were like, what show is this? And then there's all these people trolling them, not telling them what it is. And then someone was like, guys, it's Banshee. It's so crazy. No, but it's like, but it's hard to predict, right? Like you said, you did that show in season 1, you show up. It's hard to predict if it's going to have like a following, but was there something kind of special about that show where you were like, maybe we're onto something here, or not really at all? Because I don't know if you could like predict that, but people loved it.
I mean, we as a cast were so close, and everyone worked their butts off and everyone loved their character. I think we were just happy to be making it.
Yeah.
And it succeeded great, but it is crazy how long it stayed around. But yeah, I mean, I call it my college years, because I didn't go to college. I went to Banshee. So
Banshee U.
Where, the cast was like, we got to get you a cap and gown,
100%. And then, you show up on Force, part of the Power kind of franchise, and that's also a cool thing too, because we'll get back to Double Down South. I wanted to ask you about that because I feel like there's unfamiliar territory and familiar territory when you show up in that franchise. because there's kind of like some roots in regards to the characters that are around and stuff, but it's a whole new world. Do you think about that when you sign on to that? Because I think that's the coolest thing about that franchise.
I think so. I definitely I watched the entire Power series, the
Oh, yeah.
original, and
So
was so
good.
especially excited that our lead is Tommy Joseph Sikora. He's hilarious and the best, and just an angel. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely a style to it,
Yeah.
right? So I was aware of that in the process, creating my character. And you feel it on set, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So with this film, Double Down Self, and like I said, January 19th, it's going to be available in theaters, and you can go to doubledownself.com to check out the theaters near you to check that out. A couple weeks later, it's going to be on VOD March 1st. But you look at a movie like this, and, you know, a lot of characters have, like, secrets, and there's a lot of kind of cool reveals. We don't want to go into it specifically for spoilers, but, like, when you read that and when you see it, like, are you ever conscious of the audience member watching this movie while you're making it, knowing that there's going to be these twists and turns, or does that happen afterwards? Because that really interests me.
Totally. First of all, when I read it, I had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah, you were an audience member reading it. Exactly.
Totally, which is so exciting because I feel like I'm one of those people who, and I'm sure there's a million other people out there like this, but if I can't guess what's going to happen, I'm so excited. And that's what happened with the script.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are definitely times you're not really thinking about it most of the time, but then something might happen on set and you're like, wait, we can't, and I'll bring it up, or Tom would bring something up, or another cast member or something, and you're aware. You're for
That's
sure.
such a hit or miss question. Like, I have these like interview questions that I'll bring up here and there because I love hearing about the craft. Like, I think what you do is amazing, and I want to know how you got there. You know what I mean? Like, we see it on the screen, and I want to know how you got there. But like, sometimes I'll ask that question. It's such a throwaway where people are like, "No, I don't really think about that at all. Actually, no, I don't. No." And I'm just kind of like, and they're so like passionate about saying no. Like, I'm working, I'm focused. I don't think about audience members. So like, thank you for saying, yeah, I do actually.
Absolutely. I mean, you're definitely focused on the day with what you're doing.
But I feel like sometimes it's gonna happen naturally though. Like, you're gonna like look at it and be like, okay, someone's gonna freak out at this. Like, it's gonna happen no matter what, right?
Oh, totally. Totally. It's your head for sure.
No matter whether you've been on a set one time or thousands of times, there's always going to be learning experiences. What were some learning experiences for you working on Double Down Self specifically from an actor perspective?
Oh man. Well, I
mean,
guess
working with Kim Coates was probably like the best. Banshee you, Kim Coates you.
it's definitely a thing, you know? I mean, it's funny. I worked with Tommy Flanagan as my dad on Force.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I'm just going to keep piling on the Sons of Anarchy cast. I'm just going to keep finding them and working with them. That's my plan. No, Kim is so amazing. He is such a leader, wonderful. And the biggest thing I learned, honestly, was pool and Kino.
Yeah.
And having to act and focus on, you know, my character in the scene and also look like I'm good at something that I don't know. And I did, you know, like a crash course in pool with Tom Schulman's friend, Matt Craven, bless him for his patience. So that was incredible. Learning wise for the character, I feel like you learn something every time, like you said. Just taking my time, asking for, you know, the right beats, learning how to work with my new cast, and just being open to whatever.
You're at school all the time when you're on set.
You are. It's the best acting class.
So many schools. You gotta like look back and just think about all the schools. You know what I mean? There's like probably so many schools. And I bet you they're not even called True Detective School. It's called like someone that you really learn from at that school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So great. I just love the different worlds you've been part of because they all are in that kind of like action thriller drama, like Force, this Double Down South, Banshee, but like they're so different if you think about it, right? Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. I guess I don't think about it that much, but yeah, I've loved every school I've been to.
Oh my goodness, that's like a thing. Next time you come on the show for a project, we'll be like, so how's school? And you're gonna be like, oh, there's like a confidential agreement, like I can't announce the project yet, but this school's doing pretty well. Couple quick questions for a wrap up. Last one, I mean, when they get a chance to watch it, they're gonna be able to go see it in theaters. I want them to go see it in the theaters because I truly think the music, the sound editing in this movie is so good.
Excellent.
Right? What are you hoping they'll get out of it when they get a chance to watch Double Down South specifically, takeaway wise?
I really hope that it warms their heart.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give anything away.
It's so hard. We're always walking on eggshells with these interviews all the time.
But I think hopefully it'll make them want to go to the, pool hall for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that it warms people's heart. I hope that it makes them laugh. I hope that it makes people reach out to friends they haven't seen in a while and ask how they're doing. That might sound weird, but
that's great. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
That is awesome. No, absolutely. I was gonna make a joke about a school, but we use that we use that too much, so we're just gonna wrap it up. Double Down South's gonna be in theaters January 19th. DoubleDownSouth.com for theaters near you. VOD March 1st. Lili, so great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time.
You too. Thank you. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Your Instagram account is like the best way people keep up to date with everything, right? Is it just your name?
It's
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
But if you say Lili Simmons, they'll find it.
Lili Simmons, Lily Flower.
Handle. This would be cool. They have to go search you to follow you to find out what your handle is. It's like a math test. It's like a school. No, it's cool. No, popternative.com/popternative for it's Lily Flowers 33 if they want to follow you. Okay. This has been Pop Alternative, youtube.com/PopTurn. Previous episodes. You can catch Lili in Double Down South. Until next time, it's Lili and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Pop Alternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Pop Alternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.